Two cans sit side by side on a convenience store shelf in 2012. Red Bull 8 ounces, $2.50. Rockstar 16 ounces, $2.99. Same caffeine, same taurine, same B vitamins, same guarana extract. That's just another form of caffeine. But Rockstar's label screams energy blend and scientifically formulated, while Red Bull stays quiet. By May 2012, the FDA sent Rockstar a warning letter saying some of their products contained unsafe food additives. Blind taste tests couldn't tell them apart. Emergency room visits linked to energy drinks doubled between 2007 and 2011, with Rockstar mentioned in at least 13 FDA adverse event reports. Yet consumers kept paying premium prices for what industry insiders knew was basically the same recipe everyone used. The twice the size for the same price pitch sounded like a deal, but the real question was simpler. What were people actually buying? Here's how a bigger can and bolder marketing built a brand on nothing new. Russell Weiner launched Rockstar in 2001 with one clear pitch. Red Bull dominated the market with tiny 8-ounce cans at premium prices. Weiner's answer was simple: sell 16-ounce cans for roughly the same money. The slogan wrote itself: twice the size of Red Bull for the same price. Weiner was not some random startup founder. He is the son of radio host Michael Savage, a connection that would surface later when activists called for boycotts. But in 2001, none of that mattered. What mattered was shelf space and attitude. Rockstar targeted extreme sports, metal concerts, tattoo culture. The branding screamed rebellion, black and gold cans, edgy graphics, sponsorships with motocross riders and UFC fighters. By the end of year one, sales hit $10 million. The genius was not inventing a new drink. It was convincing people they needed more of the same thing in a bigger package. The formula told a different story than the marketing. Rockstar's ingredient list read almost identical to Red Bull's: caffeine, taurine, B vitamins, sugar. The main difference was what Rockstar called its energy blend. Sounds premium, right? It was guarana seed extract, which is just natural caffeine. Ginseng extract, which has no proven performance benefits. Milk thistle, marketed for hangovers but lacking clinical evidence. Ginkgo biloba, later flagged by the FDA as an unsafe food additive in their 2012 warning letter. Every ingredient was either standard across the industry or lacked scientific backing for the claims Rockstar implied. Industry estimates put production costs around 40 cents per can. Retail price hit $2.50 to $2.99. That's over 600% markup. The secret formula was marketing language wrapped around commodity ingredients. But as long as the can looked different and the size was bigger, consumers believed they were getting something special. By 2005, Rockstar wasn't just selling caffeine, it was selling identity. Sponsorship deals flooded extreme sports, motocross events, UFC fights. The Mayhem Festival touring metal shows every summer. Radio host and skateboarder Jason Ellis became a brand ambassador. X Games athletes wore Rockstar logos. The strategy was pure association. If professional athletes and rock stars drank it, the product must enhance performance. Consumers didn't just want energy, they wanted to feel like they belonged to that world. The marketing worked because it bypassed logic. You weren't buying 160 milligrams of caffeine, which is what a strong cup of coffee contains. You were buying entry into a lifestyle. The product wasn't made for extreme performance. It was made for people who wanted to feel extreme. And that gap between the caffeinated reality and the adrenaline-fueled perception was where Rockstar made its money. By 2008, Rockstar's marketing language had gotten bold. Labels claimed the drinks were scientifically formulated to enhance performance and increase energy and focus. But the FDA defines energy differently. Energy, by their standard, means calories, nothing more. Rockstar had no clinical trials, proving their specific blend worked better than competitors. In May 2012, the FDA sent a warning letter to Rockstar Inc. The letter stated that certain Rockstar roasted coffee and energy products were adulterated because they contained ginkgo biloba, which the FDA said wasn't generally recognized as safe for use in conventional foods. The company was forced to modify packaging language and remove certain claims. Meanwhile, sales kept climbing, hitting $350 million annually by 2012. Consumers still believed the product offered medical or athletic advantages. The legal claims on the label and the marketing implications in ads were telling two completely different stories. Multiple consumer surveys between 2010 and 2013 ran blind taste tests. Rockstar versus Red Bull versus Monster. When you removed the labels, people couldn't consistently pick a favorite. Brand loyalty vanished without the logo. Marketing research confirmed what the industry already knew. People bought the image, not the liquid. The caffeine content was identical to cheaper alternatives. The taurine, B vitamins, and guarana were functionally interchangeable across brands. A 16-ounce Rockstar contained 160 milligrams of caffeine. So did a 16-ounce Monster. Red Bull's 8-ounce can had 80 milligrams. The math was simple. You could get the same chemical effect from any energy drink or from 2 cups of coffee, but the price premium existed purely through positioning. Rockstar cost more because the branding suggested it was worth more. Remove the logo, and the value disappeared. The product was the packaging. In 2009, Rockstar made a distribution deal that changed everything. They partnered with PepsiCo for distribution after previously working with Coca-Cola. PepsiCo's network put Rockstar in convenience stores nationwide, right next to Red Bull on the shelf. The placement created legitimacy. If it's everywhere, it must be good. Rockstar expanded into over 20 countries. By 2015, global sales hit over $1 billion. The pricing strategy was deliberate, never drop below $2. Stay expensive enough to signal quality but cheaper than Red Bull to appear like a smart alternative. Consumers believed they were getting Red Bull quality for less money. The reality was simpler. They were getting the same commodity product everyone else manufactured, marketed with enough edge to justify the cost. Distribution didn't just increase sales, it made the brand feel inevitable. You couldn't avoid it, so it must matter. The pricing created a loop. High price signaled premium quality. Premium perception justified celebrity endorsements. Celebrity endorsements created social proof. Social proof drove sales, despite ordinary ingredients. Rockstar spent over $50 million annually on sponsorships by the mid-2010s. Every athlete wearing a Rockstar logo became a walking advertisement. Consumers made a simple assumption: if expensive plus athlete endorsement equals superior product, then Rockstar must work better. But documented reality showed something else. The caffeine content was identical to cheaper store brand energy drinks. The taurine and B vitamins were the same. Industry standard suppliers provided the ingredients. The only difference was perception, and perception was expensive to maintain. The price didn't reflect the liquid, it reflected the cost of convincing people the liquid mattered. That was the real product Rockstar sold. But Rockstar's response was consistent. They claimed all statements were backed by ingredient science, and that their products met FDA standards as generally recognized as safe. Industry analysts noted the valuation was based on distribution infrastructure and shelf space, not product innovation or unique formulation. PepsiCo already distributed Rockstar, so the acquisition was about owning the brand outright. After the purchase, Rockstar was repositioned as a value option within PepsiCo's beverage portfolio. The premium rebel image quietly faded. The company sold because the myth couldn't sustain growth anymore. The Mayhem Festival sponsorships had ended back in 2015. The UFC and extreme sports partnerships faded. What remained was another caffeinated beverage in PepsiCo's lineup, sitting on shelves next to Mountain Dew and Gatorade. The Rebel energy drink that promised to fuel rock stars became just another corporate product. Without the hype, without the edge, without the premium myth. It was exactly what it always had been: a can of caffeine and sugar. Red Bull stays at full price on the premium shelf. The ingredients are identical, the production costs are roughly the same, but one brand kept its mystique, the other admitted it was just another option. The formula never changed, only the story did, and in the end, people still pay more for the story they believe.